Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I have what should be a pretty interesting video. Season 2 for The Division 2 has been out for a few weeks now, and obviously everybody has been diving into the new content. I would say the majority of the discussion has been focused around the new incursion, obviously theory crafting with all of the new items and builds that are out there. But lately, I've been focusing on something a little bit different. And as you might have been able to tell from the title, I have been investigating some claims out there that there could be a secret new mask for us to collect in-game that people have not discovered yet. And so, today I want to break that all down and report my findings on that to you all so that we can hopefully combine all of our knowledge to maybe reach a conclusion and discover what lies at the bottom of this mystery. So if you enjoy content like this and you want to stay up to date on The Division 2, then consider clicking that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's go. So I first want to talk about the central piece of evidence that supports this claim that there could be a new secret hunter mask out there for us to collect. And there are many of you who had reached out to me and let me know about this, so I kind of got into the whole investigation, but I have to give a shout out to the first person who did, which was Aiden over on Twitter. Appreciate it. But the main thing that has gotten everybody talking here is the fact that as of the start of Season 2, there is now a new hook on the Hunter Mask wall. Right, so if you weren't aware, there is a wall in two different places in the game, one in the base of operations in the White House in DC, and one in Haven in New York. And what these do is they display the various Hunter masks that you acquire by doing the Hunter puzzles across DC and Lower Manhattan. Now, to my knowledge, these have never changed, ever since their introduction, the one in DC obviously when the game launched, and then the Warlords of New York one when that expansion released. However, if you go into Haven now, you'll see that there is actually a new hook that has been added to the wall. So on screen, I'll do a side-by-side image comparison, or I'll blend the two or whatever, but you can see that before Season 2, it just showed, I think there's 8 masks on there. But now, as of Season 2, in the upper right corner, there is a new standalone hook. And so, that is obviously very, very intriguing. Perhaps even more intriguing is the fact that the devs had just released this video about the Hunter masks over on their Twitter page. It's a short video, so I'll play it here, but we'll talk afterwards.
Did you know there's up to 25 spooky Hunter masks you can hunt down in The Division 2 and Warlords of New York? Each has a unique design, and all you'll have to do is defeat the hunter wearing it. Sounds pretty easy, right? For example, to obtain the Crimson mask that you can see here, you'll have to answer a couple of phone calls during the night. And once you've done that, outside in the courtyard, you'll be in for a rude awakening. Now, some puzzles are pretty straightforward and easy to do, whereas some puzzles haven't even been figured out yet. So agents, get hunting.
Alright, so obviously that is a recap of the general hunter puzzles that exist in the game, but the very interesting line there is towards the end. He says, some puzzles haven't even been figured out yet. And so that, of course, sent myself and many others into a flurry of questions and confusion. Now, I did want to address one thing before we go any further, because I always see people bringing this up, and that is the, quote-unquote unsolved Warlords of New York puzzle that supposedly is in the game. This was something mentioned by a developer a long time ago, that there was apparently this puzzle somewhere in New York that people had not yet figured out. However, I always stood by the fact that people didn't quite have the full story on that, and so I finally was able to find this quote explaining that, so let's go over that quickly. So you can see back in April of this year, somebody asked, sorry to bother you, Pally, just wanted any info on if this last secret in New York has been discovered yet. And Pally said, kind of. All of the secrets have been found, but some were only found by accident, and the puzzles to find them were never actually solved. So what he's implying there, and what I have always understood, is that the actual secrets and rewards of whatever this puzzle may have offered have been discovered, they've been acquired. However, the intended steps and process that would actually lead you to those were unintentionally bypassed and have yet to actually been resolved by any player in the game. What that subsequently means is that yes, maybe there is some sort of puzzle steps out there that had not been completed, but if this were to be a hunter puzzle that he's referring to, then the rewards have already been claimed, meaning the mask would be found, and that is why we had previously already filled up the wall. So I do not personally think that this is connected in any way to whatever may be going on with this new hook that is on the wall. It's not impossible that the two are connected, and that could even be what they were referring to in the developer video. but I think it would be odd, and personally, I don't think that's the case. So what does this all mean, right? There's a lot of information here. I have a few theories. The first being, this is all a coincidence. There is no new mask for us to collect. That hook just somehow happened to show up, and it was just good timing that they released this hunter mask video. Again, I don't know how likely that is, but it is a possibility. Second theory, from what we know, this hook showed up at the start of Season 2, and coincidentally, Season 2 features a prime target who is a hunter, the recruiter. And people have said all along that they really hope that we are able to obtain either the full outfit or just the mask of the recruiter. Now, we know that the season reward, if you go into the manhunt menu, it just shows a regular patch, so the reward is not going to come from there, but it is very possible that if we end up killing or defeating the recruiter in the final mission for Season 2, maybe their mask drops just in the general loot pile, and then we are able to pick that up, and it then gets added to the wall back in Haven in New York. That's a very real possibility. Or, theory number 3, Season 2 has actually introduced a brand new puzzle in the game for this new mask that has showed up on the wall, and people just haven't even begun to figure it out yet because we didn't know that it was added into the game. Again, as with all of these, I'm not prescribing any amount of likelihood to that, not saying it's actually the case, but it is a possibility. And ultimately, it is one of many. There are probably an infinite number of explanations that could go into why this new hook has appeared on the wall in Haven. But as I said with this video, I just wanted to share the information that I have with the community so that smarter people than myself can begin to look into this and maybe end up finding something. Maybe it pans out, maybe it doesn't, but either way, I find this to be super fascinating, so I want to hear all of your thoughts and theories on this entire deal. Why do you think this new hook has showed up at the wall in Haven? What do you think it means? And do you think there is actually a new mask out there for us to collect? Leave all your thoughts and any findings that you end up discovering down below. I can't wait to read them. That is going to do it for me today, though, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Ow.